said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic. Cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic.
We're talking natural, nootropic, drink for mental performance. We are powered by nature. Mm-hmm. So, like...
Squirrels and that have, like, got you back.
Yeah. Squirrels. So, my eyes are so bad. Natural caffeine from green coffee bean. So that sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
We're talking green tea extract.
Oh, yeah.
You know, spells and that.
Loads of good stuff in green tea, isn't there?
Does that say ceremonial? Does that say ceremonial?
That says ceremonial. What the fuck does that mean?
Ceremonial matcha tea.
Does that mean like a priest's blessed it or some shit?
Basically, yeah. This is what this is. It's a blessed drink.
The power of God just in an energy drink.
Guava extract.
No, that's guarana. Guarana?
Southpaw, what's guarana?
Please try and explain that word.
Guarana. Guarana extract.
Are your eyes any good? Can you see anything about sugar in this drink?
It says right at the bottom underneath that guarana thing, 0 grams added sugars, no sweeteners.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't say no added sugar, it says 0 grams. Does that mean if it fits under 1 gram, they can say 0 grams?
0 added grams. Well, I suppose anything, if it is less than a gram, I suppose it's next to nothing, right?
Apparently, this guarana is its potential benefits like increased energy, improved cognitive function, while aiding in weight management. Lots of, they're all very on trend, aren't they?
Lots of buzzwords.
Lots of buzzwords. Cognitive function, weight management, all of these things. Like, where are all of these new extracts and sort of things that we've never heard of that all seem to have the same benefits coming from? You know what I mean?
Jungles, mate.
Is it? Yeah, I'd imagine jungles with the word like guarana. But, yeah, that just looks like a trendy drink to me, Daniel, and I'm not sure how long it'll be in your life, mate.
Sold. That's what I'm saying.
Man loves a fad,
this is what I mean. Like this could either be around.
Ah, dreadful.
Oh, Sean,
what did I say?
Great.
What did I say? What did I say? I didn't shake it up, but you knocked it over. I knocked it over.
Did you do that on purpose?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, it fell over on the table. Fell over, and I said, take another one. And he said, I'll have the fizzy one.
Ah, right, yeah.
Yeah. So he's now got a flat
one.
Why
did you open it so fast, Johnny?
What do you mean? How do you open a can slowly?
You can open a can slowly, mate. Yeah. You shouldn't have opened that so fast, mate. You got a bit excited, didn't you?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like unscrewing the lid slowly and shit?
And for the viewers watching, this is how we do it. This is live. This is not uncut. This is, a non...
Yeah, someone with an ego would have cut that right there.
Yeah.
That looked like it did.
Yeah, we're bringing it to you real and raw. We fizz cans up.
Johnny's unsure, though. I'm going to, if you listen to the mic, you'll hear how I slowly open a Red Bull.
Go on then, give us a slow Red Bull sound.
You mean it's either open or it's
not?
No,
it's a dual thing there. The people heard it. It was a dual, it was a slight open, and then it was a big open. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway.
Well, thank you to our sponsor, Bright. Oh, sorry, soon-to-be sponsor, Bright.
That was shook up. That would have went everywhere. Just
right. Okay. Yeah. No, Bright, give us a shout. We'd love to. We'd love for you to be our sponsor. We love your drink. Well, Daniel loves your drink. He's been brought in by the fad. Mm-hmm. I'm calling it a fad, but Daniel swears by it for all of the reasons that he mentioned prior.
It's a replacement, right?
Guys, that's bloody lovely. That.
What are you saying?
That's nice, that.
Isn't
That's
it?
a good drink.
What are we saying? What flavour you got there? You got some raspberry mint.
Raspberry mint, yeah.
Imagine that. Have you ever seen raspberry mint before?
I wouldn't normally go for a mint, but I'll take it. It's like
It's one of them. Yeah. But yeah, power of nature, squirrels.
Squirrels and that.
Can of squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
Are we rolling, Southpaw?
We are rolling, sir.
We are rolling, and that's wonderful, is what that is.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. The podcast has begun.
Nice to be back.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. We've walked in, we've spilt drinks.
Good start. We're doing well.
Yeah. Listen, everybody, and, I hope this doesn't come across like threatening or anything, but
Here we go.
I'll start again. That sounded.
Yeah,
I don't know what direction you're going in
whatever
here.
you say
I'm
after
nervous
that,
for them.
Whatever you say after that is threatening.
Yeah, okay,
You
so
know
let's
what I
start again. So scrap that, right? So we'll scrap that. So, are we rolling, Southpaw?
mean? We are rolling, Daniel.
We are rolling. This is People Like Us. Hi, everybody watching. So we just want to say we really appreciate you watching. And if you could, shall I do, what's that guy called? The guy from, I hate him, he's so annoying. And I'm jealous of him. The guy, the CEO guy.
Stephen Bartlett.
That's it, yeah.
Fucking voice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What, you're going to try and do his intro?
Yeah, no, but he says, what does he say? He says something like,
No. He said, I know it.
say it in his voice.
Can we make a deal? If you subscribe to this channel, I promise and swear to provide the best possible guests. I will constantly try to scale the show as best as I can forever. As long as all you do is subscribe. Because I've found that over 65% of our audience actually aren't. So, that's the deal.
pretty much
Let's
it.
get into the podcast.
feel like-
Boom, 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 boom.
That was it.
I feel like you like painted a picture. I could see it in my head. I could see him talking through your voice.
That was pretty close,
was
Daniel. Would
impressive.
you agree?
Absolutely. It was
Sorry, I
perfect.
stole your limelight, mate. I wouldn't want to follow that though.
You did it better.
Thank you.
You did it
Because
better.
I couldn't place it. I couldn't remember it until he started saying it. I was like, oh, yeah, he does do that. Shit.
Yeah, he does.
I just remember his voice.
Yeah.
He's just got. It sounds like it's been like super edited, so it's so beautiful. But I think that's actually what he sounds like.
I struggle to concentrate with him. I kind of like...
I bet that would be good, like putting you to bed type podcast. I
You
bet it
know
would.
what?
Yeah, I think that's the thing though. Like, I feel like if I have it on, I don't know, 20 minutes of it will go past and I'll not have heard a word because I'm just kind of like just in a
too
lull of what I'm doing.
He's too zen, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's definitely not Bobby Lee.
I know. Yeah, no.
No.
That's a different energy.
Zoe loves him. Zoe proper loves him being a marketer herself.
Yeah.
And I don't like him that much because when I listen to him and he's teaching all these lessons and you're learning, I can't switch off. I start to learn. And then,
We hate learning.
it's like, why do I want to
learning.
learn? I'm trying to go to bed because me and Zoe will put him on before bed, listen to a podcast, and then I just can't switch off. So as great as you are, and I love your opening, Stephen, you know, we all know it. You know, he's clearly touched us in a way, you know, all of us, even though it is a little bit cringe, and he's coming in saying, can we make a deal? You know, like, it's a bit much in it, but it's worked.
Memorable though.
Yeah.
That's, I suppose, you know. What's the old saying? Like, hate me or like me as long as you're talking about me.
Yeah, well,
You know?
look at us now. I don't hate him by any stretch.
No,
but
listen, you know, disclaimer, Diary of a CEO is probably, if not the best podcast from the UK. Like, to be fair, like, he has probably the best guests. He's probably one of the brainiest people you listen to. Like, he's an absolute inspiration. Like, he's built businesses. He's still a young lad. Like, so, like, massive respect, you know? But he is a cringe sometimes. And he is a bit of a cringe. But, that's Diary of a CEO. But, yeah, you know, we all like different stuff, right?
We do.
But you were threatening someone before all of this, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I didn't mean it. It just came out wrong. It was basically just around like people who are watching. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, I've noticed that we're on like 300. Is it 4 or 5?
Something around
I just feel
there.
like we've been there for like a while now. Yeah. So if I'm sure there will be somebody watching this now that has not subscribed. But let's not be panhandlers and bang on about that. But
No.
if you wouldn't mind subscribing,
Yeah, go for it.
So, few bits, right, has gone on, but I've got some bits to add to it first. This has completely got nothing to do with the rest of the show, but I just want to sort of relate to you guys. Have you ever been at a cash machine where somebody in front of you seems as though they're doing the weekly or the monthly banking at the cash machine? What I mean by that is, look, there's a window that's acceptable. Would you say, if you go into a cash machine, right, anywhere from anywhere from 35 seconds to a minute and a half is an acceptable time to be at a cash machine?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So picture the scene. I'm in a queue. I've come out the gym. I'm actually in a vest, right? I felt warm when I was in the car because I'd been in the gym. I stood for 4.5 minutes behind this person, right? And you know when you know the sound. I'm going to tell you, right? Close your eyes. So picture this.
Okay.
This is the sound of a cash machine, right? This is what it goes like. It goes. Boop 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 boop. 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 Gone.
Yeah.
That's a cash machine sound, right?
Yeah, it's slightly fast one, but yeah, I'll give you that.
Slightly fast.
Yeah.
Slightly fast.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's for entertainment purposes, but that's what it is. I heard boop, 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 boop. This went on for 4.5 minutes, mate. I won't do it because it's bad entertainment, but 4.5 minutes, I stood behind this man doing this. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Was he an older fella?
He wasn't. He was younger than me.
Was he?
But he kept going he kept looking around like I was going to rob him. Do you know, he's super suspicious, and he's one of them where, he gets a receipt and he puts it in, not a receipt, I guess it was like a statement or something.
Yeah, he
puts
do.
it in his pocket. I didn't know that, this isn't like an Apple Mac. I didn't know it had that many commands. I thought it was just, you draw cash out, you can see your balance, do you want a receipt? What else is he doing? It's a Sainsbury's cash machine.
Yeah.
Am I acting out of turn here? What's acceptable?
Nah, mate, to be fair, taking cash out, I hate cash. I never carry cash.
Turkish
If I
barbers
need to
don't.
go and get you. If I need to go and use a cash machine, I don't know if I don't like it. I don't know.
Right.
It's like one of them mundane. It's like putting fuel in your car. It's just a mundane task that you just have to fucking do. Hate it. If somebody's sticking around like that,
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd begin. If depending on the type of rush I was in, I would probably 4 minutes. I'd be like, "Oh, don't worry, mate. I won't get any cash then." You know what I mean?
Would you actually?
To be honest, I was in a rush yesterday leaving work. Similar scenario. I was blocked in by a Tesla guy. So I knock on downstairs.
Tesla guys.
And I was rushing to get the Borough game last night. I was working it. So I leave work. I get showered, get ready and all that. Anyway, I knock on the door. Oh, sorry. Can you move your Tesla, please? Sound. Yeah, will do. 3 minutes pass, and I said I was waiting outside the door so the receptionist could see me, and I said I'll wait a minute. I'll wait another minute, but when it gets to the third minute, I'm going to go in there. So I went in. Excuse me. Sorry. Can you move your car? I'm in a bit of a rush here, mate. And he went, I'm just finishing up this email, but yeah, I will. You should. And then he went, you shouldn't even be parked there. You shouldn't park there. You're not going to park there again, are you? And I went, you know what? Because you've asked me so politely, mate, of course I won't park there again. And you could see the receptionist just laughing her head off.
That would have went so different if that was me.
Go on.
Oh, mate.
You'd have banged us clean out.
No, mate. No. If I was you. No. You were 100% in the right.
Yeah, but I
Were
already
you meant to
knew.
be parked? What's the situation with where you were parked?
So
Is
it's hang on. So I don't really want to get into it because it's a disabled spot. But I'm not disabled. He's not disabled, and it's that
there
spot.
it is.
You know what I mean? So it's that spot where.
See, he's on the moral high ground, and then all of a sudden, just the tide.
No,
just
but it's
turns,
that
and all of a
spot
sudden-
that he hasn't got a disabled
Maybe I'm
badge
on the
either.
other. Yeah, maybe I'm on the other guy's side though here.
No, but
Yeah,
it's,
but was he parked in a disabled bit? A block you? Well,
he was
either
parked in front of it. He was parked. He was blocking in two of his other co-workers' car and mine. Now. He'd obviously blocked me in, and whilst waiting for him, one of the staff walked out, and she literally went, "Sorry about him, he's just being a knob."
Did she?
Yeah. So I already knew he was a knob, and I was prepared. I was like, "What are you going to say if I go back in?" So I went back in. I said, "Hey, mate, I'm in a bit of a rush. Can you move your car, please?" And then he was just like, "All right, well, you shouldn't even be parked there, should you? I was just finishing off an email kicking off." I said, "You're not going to park there again, are you?" I just went, it just rolled off the tongue. I went, "Because you've asked so politely, my friend, of course I won't park there again." And very patronising, very annoying. And you could see he was just, and the receptionist was giggling. And
So what you're saying is you're chasing that feeling. So if you're stood at a cash machine and somebody's taking the piss, you're going to chase that feeling again, and you'll call them out.
Depending on the size of him. If it's a 6'4" monster, I'm not going to be like, "Hey, mate, move on." You know what I mean?
To me, if someone's spending that long in a cash machine, probably because I haven't got a lot in the machine. You know what I mean? That's where it would sit with me. I'd be like, this is actually a sad thing I'm witnessing here.
Do you think?
Maybe he's looking at his statements wondering where his money went. It was the bookies, man. You know?
I got the impression that
I
he
thought
was
it'd be that
Mr. Prim and Proper. You know, obviously, I do know that the cash machine does other things. I know you could probably, I expect you could probably go in and see, could you see your balance, and does it have a savings account? Is there other things you can do?
Maybe, but you on the bet 30 seconds to a minute 30, yeah. If I'm any longer than, I'm not finding out, oh, does it do this?
Yeah.
Wow.
I might now.
Can I get euros?
Yeah. Yeah, but do you know what? Scrap my story, like Southpaw, that story, like, I think you handled that incredibly well. Like, there was, like, so many points there that were, like complete world-changing events, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
Right.
yeah,
He was very polite about it, you mean? Like, you would have been, like, off the handles.
I just know I would, and I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm not proud of it. You know, how I would act is definitely not the right way to act, because you just get yourself in trouble that you shouldn't be in. So, you know, do not do as I would have done. I just know what I would have done. Like, I hope I wouldn't now, but I think as he was saying it, I could feel my temperature go up. Like,
no more emails would have been sent from that guy.
You know that Tesla guy as well, don't you?
Yeah.
He's an absolute ass.
I've had no interaction with him, so I can't rate him as an ass or not an ass.
Yeah. He is an ass.
Like, the first point, yeah, okay, he shouldn't have been in the disabled spot. But do you know what the truth is? They know the crack, right? And do you know what it is? I'm going to pull this. Range Rover guy sometimes parks in it.
Yeah.
Because you know why? No one gives a fuck. That's the truth. There's no disabled people there. If there were, we wouldn't park there.
Yeah,
right?
he's not disabled. I'm not disabled.
No.
Why does that give him more right to park there?
No. And it's a free-for-all. Sometimes different people park there. And we all know the crack. Everybody in the buildings knows the crack. Like, different people do park in different disabled spots. It's just a game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's limited spaces. Southpaw did the right thing at first. Excuse me, mate, would you mind moving your car? Sound. He said, yeah, okay. Then you're waiting. Of course, there is like, you know, there is some space that's allowed here. You don't expect him to run straight out. But I think 30 seconds is acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 45 is a bit cheeky. But, like, when you go over a minute, then what you're saying is, like, you're lower than me. That's what you're then saying. I don't care. You're scum. That's what that man was basically saying. Without saying it.
I'm sat there in my little Polo. No, I won't move my 70 grand Tesla.
You know, Mr. Big Man thing. Do you know what I mean? Runs a business, you know, doesn't bother himself with these riffraff from upstairs, you know. But 3 minutes, right? And the fact is, Southpaw then walked back in, and man hadn't got up yet. Man has thought, your thing isn't my thing, is a lot more important than your thing.
Yeah.
I'm a big man doing big man things, you know, clickety, sending big emails and that. Ooh, contracts. Ooh, architecture. Ooh, I'm a bender. That sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And when he's walked back in, when he said that, I'm with him up to here. I walk back in. My tone might have been a bit different. It might have been a bit more like, you know, like, mate, can you move your car, please? You know, it would have been like that.
Yeah.
That's where I'd have been. So our tone have been a bit different, but still, he's still on the right. But that line back, telling him don't park there again.
Nah, it doesn't sit right with you.
Right. That's when the council estate had to come out. That's when the council estate had
That's
to come
when
out.
somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
don't touch it. No. Definitely not. Don't get me wrong. No.
He's not going to go and assault the man.
Mate,
You fucking want.
My bark,
Go on with the
my bark
haymaker.
is worse than my bite.
So you're a barker.
I'm a barker.
And he won't bark at you again after that.
Yes, I come from a family of if we want to, we can have some vicious tongues, you know, when we want to, and you know, that would have some things would have been said, you know,
But like
things would have been said. That's out of order. That.
yeah,
Right.
there would be no good that came from that though, would there?
I don't care. I don't care. To be honest, I don't care. Like, it's look.
I love this as well though, because you got to think when the shoe's been on the other foot. Like, I know that there's been times when people have come up into our office and asked us to move our cars,
And we take the piss.
and we take the fucking piss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like there was that was why I let him go to 3 minutes. I was like, I've been here. I've done this to someone.
What did because I don't see. I've got a space, so I'm not in this world.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I'm rarely in this. I don't think I've actually ever been in this space because I normally
Mainly
get
Come
one of
to
the
work
parking
on
spaces.
time.
Yeah, I actually show up on time, so I get one of the 3 parking spaces.
Yeah. But do people park in their spots or block them in or something?
Well, it's been their spots, or it's been across the road, or it's just like the car park's fucking tiny for the amount of businesses around it. So it's like it is a free for all, but there are marked bays, and when you park in someone's marked bay, they're gonna call you out on it, and some of our lot do.
Right.
And when they get called out on it, like they might not be writing an email when they get called out on it, but they will go and write the email first.
Yeah.
You know,
I
go
think
for
that-
a piss.
I've left it and just not even moved it before.
Really? Wow. So you've been parked in their spots
Yeah.
and you've just ignored what they've said.
Well, I've obviously perused the scenario. If I've found that there's several spaces from a certain company which I like to park within, they don't really give me much jib. It's fine normally. So yeah, I get away with it. But
Look,
when this all obviously kicked off, I did bear that in mind. I thought, I've been a knob before. I understand what he's doing. I didn't see it the way you saw it, the whole power complex. Now, in hindsight, yeah, he's driving a Tesla, I'm driving a Polo. If my mind had went power complex way, maybe I'd have been more angry. But I thought it was more beneficial to belittle him in a nice way than it was to go at him. Because secondly, he was quite a big lad as well. He was quite, yeah. So like for me, it'd be like kicking off. It would have been laughable. But if I could put him in his place in like a, oh yeah, mate, because you've been so polite about it. Of course, I won't park there. You know,
this is a corporate environment. None of this bigger and smaller matter. Napoleon was like 4'9", and he ran the world. Like it's not about, in this world, mate. Size. It's not about size, mate. It's about its minds.
Yeah.
And he scummed you. He made you look like a shithouse. He made you. He let you know, I'm the daddy here. And like, in my opinion, you should have said something.
I thought
you should have said. I'll tell you what it is, mate.
I thought I scummed him back. I thought I made him look like a dick in his own office.
A bit of snide. It was a bit. It was all right.
It was good. It was
You
good.
did something.
Yeah.
You did something. But I don't know. Maybe like a personal attack on his mum or something. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. Like you know, your wife's cheating on you. Do you know what I
How
mean?
you go from move your car and don't
Yeah.
park there? Your mum is an absolute.
I was
Yeah,
thinking,
listen.
you could have just been like, all right, I hope you like having air in your tyres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's you know, I'll let your missus park on my drive when she comes round. You know what I mean? You know, there's things you should have.
You would have never in a million years been that swift.
No,
to
I
say
wouldn't.
That.
No, I'm not that intellectual. I've had minutes to think of this. You know, the bare caveman of what I am would have come out wanker. Do you know, that's all I've got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's what. Do you know, some of that. You know,
I
real
would have had it
classy.
where, like, at the time, I would have been like, all right, no bother, I'll wait. And then, like, 20 minutes later, when I'm down the road, I'll be like, fucking should have called him a twat.
Well, that's what rolled off my tongue. I thought, right, objection. Yeah, he's not happy. Understand that. Secondly, how can I win a little bit in this scenario? There's a few staff members looking, could see the confrontation and his anger. I said, you know what, mate? Because, like, in front of everyone, you know, you've been so polite about it. Of course I won't park there again. And like, I could see him getting snarly, and I could see the girls smiling. And I thought, I've won here. That sounds for me.
Yeah. Please keep parking there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There is no, yeah.
And
That
just
is-
if because I believe that this is the start of a saga. I believe if you park there again, and he comes in, the day will come where he'll purposely block you in again. That is definitely on its way. But next time, I would just like you to, you know, at the end of the day, you might be from the village, but you're still a boy from Darlow. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
What's the line next time?
Just-
Hey, mate, where's your disabled badge?
Yeah.
Oh, so we both have the same right to park there. Let's leave it there, mate.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Just bring fire.
and
bring
then
the fire.
just bring the mum in as well. And so I fucked your mum.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything. There's
just
no
out of
context.
nowhere, mate. That
It doesn't
was
even
fucking-
need a context. Just
I've felt that, mate. Fuck.
I'm gonna park in this bay and I'm gonna fuck your mum. Like,
Yeah,
just-
both.
Right?
Yeah.
Both.
I don't like the fucking man bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
But you boys do you, man.
Bring the fire.
I mean, we could.
I want to be sat upstairs and you like come and see us afterwards and be like, yeah,
I told him I'm gonna fuck.
Yeah. No, I won't park in this bay, but I will park in your wife. You know? You know, just nice and calm, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mate, fuck him. Like, yeah, massively fuck him. Like, cheeky bastard. Pardon my language and that, but yeah, he's bang out of line. He did it on purpose. He knows what he's doing. Did he? He could have parked in front of his own staff. He didn't. Parked in front of you.
He chose the path of violence.
I was
there,
the
really.
centre bit, and then the front and back were blocking two of his own staff members.
Yeah. I'm sure he listens to this podcast, and if he does, fuck you, pal.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Probably called fucking Richard.
Yeah, he's a Richard, isn't he?
Stop. Hold up. Before we carry on, just a quick word from our sponsor. Do you have a business? Thinking about starting one? Dash, the bespoke web design and branding experts. When you have a business that needs a professional online presence, when your current website is starting to look a little outdated and tired, When you have an idea and want to see it brought to life online, that's where Dash can help. Dash create bespoke websites built around your business and its requirements, from exceptional e-commerce stores to sell your products online, to beautiful brochures showcasing who you are and what you do. The team at Dash will become an extension of your business. You'll be assigned a dedicated team who will help guide and advise from the initial design brief all the way to the website launch. Not only that, Dash provide full aftercare to carry out any changes, alterations or updates quickly and efficiently. It's like having your very own personal web development team 365 days a year. Dash understands that in today's world, the right online image, exposure and representation is the key to success. Book in a free, no obligation consultation with one of their experts today to see how Dash can make your online vision an online reality. Just visit www.dashmedia.co.uk or search Dash Media on Google to find out more. Dash, the bespoke website and branding experts.
So we all know the story of the whole thing of karma and retribution, you know?
Yeah.
I like karma.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm a big believer in it, and I think that you do wrong, wrong will be done to you. In one way, shape, or
What
form.
goes around comes around.
Goes around, comes back around, like Justin Timberlake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's something like that.
Yeah. And there's Bob, wasn't there? Redemption song. You know, they've all sang about it. It's real.
It's a thing.
And there's been some retribution, ladies and gentlemen. There's been some retribution.
Elaborate.
Yeah. There's been some retribution. So, remember the bins.
I knew it was going to be the fucking
shit,
bins,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
God,
Here we go.
There's been retribution.
you have filled his bins with absolutely everything.
No. Listen, it's not about it's not about the size that counts. It's about trumping what he did.
Quick précis to the people who've watched this.
Let's
who
rewind
might
it
not
back.
have- Yeah,
I
quick.
have caught and been barefaced looked at a gentleman who lives diagonally opposite. I'm sure he watches too. He lives diagonally opposite me. To be fair, he seems like a nice chap. I've nodded to him in the street and, all right, you know, a bit of that. But, you know, like we do, Johnny, from a distance.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah.
it.
What,
Some
he
of that.
entered your bins.
Yeah, and I seen him barefaced in daylight walking across the road in flip-flops, I might add. I walked him walk across his road in flip-flops and put something in my bin. After previous things of suspicion, let's just say,
Yeah.
I caught him in the act. Caught, I wouldn't even say caught. Caught is somebody doing something sneaky and you're catching him. He weren't doing it sneaky.
Yeah, he didn't feel guilty about it. He was just blatantly, like it was his right to...
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Okay,
want
human right to put
hear
stuff in your bin.
the sort of big explanation into that and how it all came around, check out the previous episode with Daniel. However, zone away now, retribution, you said.
Right, so I pulled up, it was bin day. I pulled up at the house, it was night time. I always park on the other side of the road. There's a tree, bird shit, it's my choice, right?
Okay.
I parked close to his house, not on his front, on his next door neighbour's front. Anyway, I parked up and I looked in my mirror, and as I was like parking near the curb, I could see his bin. And it obviously it came up my head, and I was like, huh. And I always have empty cans in my car, right? So I'm like, huh. And I thought, I'm going to do this.
Here's an opportunity.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I got out the car, but then I had a better idea, right? And I thought, this isn't like me doing it. Who wins? And I thought, it ran through my head. Like I did that calculation. He barefaced walked across the road, right?
Sure.
With flip-flops on. So you know what I did? I thought, nah, I'm going to trump this. So I went in the house, right? With my bags and stuff, got in the house, put my bags down, got the can, took my shoes off, walked across the road in my socks. In my socks,
What is that?
and slowly put a can in his bin. I won, right? That's retribution.
Is that the end of the
That's
story?
it. Sorry.
Okay,
That's
no.
it. That's all it is. That's all it is.
man.
I am.
man.
Listen,
I was
I
waiting
won.
for the fire. I thought he was
Yeah.
going to say, I nicked his bin.
No,
He
no,
doesn't
no,
have
no,
one
no,
anymore.
no. I put a can in his bin, but I had no shoes
I
on.
thought you were going to say it's been on fire. I thought it was going to explode. I thought there was going to be some
What do you,
fucking
where do you think I
rage.
live?
Man doesn't even know this has happened to him.
Yeah, like,
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't even know it's a thing.
yeah.
God does.
Listen,
God
I
does.
think, Daniel, if you can take a win from that, that's a win, mate. Well
I've
played.
won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've won. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm not going to do it barefaced. I'm not going to let him see me and do it, obviously.
Knock on the door and just be like,
Oh, that could be... Would...
here you go.
would leaving a can on his doorstep bring any kind of retribution? Is that
just
is that a
littering at
trump?
that point?
Yeah, I'm just littering, aren't I? Listen, I was incredibly pleased with myself. For the rest of the evening, I was most pleased.
You've won there. I like that. I
Yeah.
don't want to take that win away from you, mate,
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
not going to like.
So there's an
you need to go harder.
There's an empty can of Bright, and it was full. It was full. It was recycling. So at the top of his cardboard, that's what there was, cardboard again.
One can,
there is a
sir.
can. So if he looks, he'll see a can of Bright. He don't drink Bright.
Nice.
Has he got one of them Ring doorbells so that he'll
Probably.
seen you do it?
His door's
I
on the
wonder
side.
what he's going to think of this whole scenario. I wonder whether it's even deep in his brain.
He seems that lackadaisical and that like free-spirited that I don't think he'd be bothered, to be honest. That's the truth of the matter.
He'd probably be like, yeah, man, use my bin anytime.
Yeah, I know, yeah. He might-
That's the way it works on the street. And you're like, yeah, use mine as well if you want.
yeah. That's
I
probably
can see
what
it
is.
just coming around that you're just like, this whole facade, this whole scenario is so much
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah. One day I feel like you two are going to be best friends.
Yeah.
You're
Do
going
you
to
know
laugh
what?
over this.
I can see
Do
he's
you know
getting
what?
on.
Get him on the show. Bring him
Yeah,
on.
you know, get Bing Guy on the show.
if we take off like the bin incident, like before that, he seems like a pretty cool guy. To be fair, like he
Yeah.
seems alright. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He drives like a nice car. I like him. Like
Yeah.
he's not too much older than
I
me.
think I've spoke to him, you know.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
So when I was dropping something off at yours before, did he used to have a Seat that was for sale?
Nah, you got a BM estate.
Yeah,
BMW
but
estate.
he was selling the Seat to get a BMW.
Was he?
Yeah, he had it. Well, I think it was him, or it was the guy directly opposite you. I don't know. It was might have been that way.
Yeah, diagonal. He's about my age, a bit older.
You
Yeah.
met him, shook his hand, just say, "Oh yeah,
Looked
that's
ab-
my mate Dan over
looked
there. He's
about
got
your
loads of
age,
space in his recycling."
But this
Quite
guy
tall.
was flogging a Seat, and I got speaking to him across the road from yours when I was dropping something off at yours. He
How
was-
did you get speaking to a stranger?
Oh, I don't know.
It's him. He
What
does
did you-
that. He does that.
You just walk over and talk to him.
I think he saw me leave your house. He was like, "Oh, mate, how you doing?"
No way.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?"
Right.
And then,
It's normally how
and
it
then I
goes, like.
saw the for sale sign. I was like,
Neighbours
"Oh,
just shouting at people as they're
I
walking
got the
past.
for sale sign. I was like, "Oh, for sale," because I was actually like curious about the car, and I don't think I took his details, but I said, "Oh, I might swing by and have a look at it, mate." He literally was offering for me to have a drive of it.
No
I was like,
way.
"Nah, I can't drive it. I can't drive it." You know what I'm like? Your car, I can't drive yours.
No.
But yeah, I didn't know whether that was him, but he seemed sound.
Yeah, I think he is sound. I think he's sound. But anyway, that doesn't matter.
But,
Two sound
you
people
know.
can have a war.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, the saga continues. Like, okay, yous have actually. I thought I was going to be greeted differently there. I thought you were going to be like, "Yeah, you won, Dan, yeah." But yous have like made it like not how I thought you'd perceive it.
Oh, I'm underwhelmed, mate.
You're
I'm
like,
not gonna lie.
oh, that shit. So like, okay, all right. So it's still on then. You know, it's still on. Just out of curiosity, what would you? Being serious, I can't say it's been on fire. What would be? Not loads, but marginally better. That is in the realm of like you could do that.
I just think if somebody does something to you, like, okay, he puts some boxes in your recycling bin and you want to get back at him by putting something in his recycling bin, you can't put like a little token gesture. You need to like step it up from there. You know what I mean? What I feel like you've done is like, you know, you've maybe matched what he's done, or if anything, fell a little bit short of what he's done.
What if I like kick his bin over?
The socks compared to compared to flip flops is like, that's an interesting detail that you've added. the flip flop part, really, I didn't bump into that one. I didn't see that as part of the problem.
Yeah, I did.
You really did.
It adds to the disrespect. It would be better if he was wearing shoes. I'd feel less bad. I feel 1% worse that he was wearing flip flops.
Okay.
That's a sign of like, listen. If I knock on your door with a pair of work shoes on or a pair of flip flops, which one of those two do I give less of a fuck of? The flip flops.
Honestly, it wouldn't enter my mind that it would be a problem.
Have
either
you
way.
ever had flip flops on and gave a fuck?
All right, I guess not.
No.
No.
You
That's
wore work
good
shoes and gave a
point.
fuck.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good point,
It adds to
Daniel.
the disrespect. Don't put things in my bin with flip flops on, mate. It shows how unbothered you are. You know what I mean? Man thinks he's gone on holiday like after he's done this in my bin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what would be a trump? Would be like moving his bin.
I think you could take this a way of direction. So you could completely shut it down and it'll never happen again if you take whatever he's put in your bin and then put it on his doorstep. Then you're literally setting the ground rules of that's not tolerated, don't do it again. And he won't do it again. So that's how you stop it. I don't think
I'm
that...
gonna stop it.
whatever he's put in your bin, you then take out of the bin and then put in front of his house so he can see, oh shit, that was the stuff that I just put across the road.
That's how you would stop it. That's how it won't happen again. So that's the, like, mate, I don't tolerate that. However, if I think what you both want out of this, I mean, you're talking about it on your podcast, he might even subconsciously have this in his in his head that this is a game. So I think you should match his cardboard or whatever he's put in, gather up the same amount of cardboard, but it's related to you. So it might be Bright cans or it might be Red Bull cans, and then on top of it you put game on. I'd write game on, and then it's like, you know, then it becomes like a bit of banter. You know what I mean? But like, if you want to shut it down and be boring, yeah, just take whatever's like he's been putting in, put it on his thing. However, if you put a game on note in there, and winky face or something, this could be fucking brilliant, man.
Oh, I was thinking more like you get like, I'm assuming if it's recycling, you know, you put some general waste in there, so it doesn't get taken.
No, but like, this is a thing. You could proper establish a game if he accepts your challenge by, you've put game on and he comes back and he puts something like of a decent size and you're recycling, you could put a fucking tree in his, like, you could take it so far. You know what I mean? Like,
it depends how much you want to put into this.
Yeah, like,
for me, if it was bin wars, like, I give so little fucks about my bins. I don't want a retaliation. I would just want.
You could make this a very, very intriguing game.
Do you know what I realised though? I realised that I'm also a coward, because the thought of doing stuff that blatantly lets him know that I did it.
That it was you.
I don't like that. Mm-hmm. That's making me go, I'm not doing that. I want to do stuff where he's like, what the fuck? But like, not sure. Where he's like, who the fuck's done that? Yeah. Like,
unscrew his wheel to his wheelie bin.
just
take one wheel off. Just take one wheel off, mate.
yeah, that would be a
you know what?
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of anybody ever doing that. That's a great idea.
It'll annoy him every time.
Yeah. Leave it perfectly.
Just next to it.
Or on top.
In the bin.
Put it in there,
That's a fucking win, like.
That is like, draw a cartoon dick on it or something.
Yeah, we're going a bit far.
The wheel one's the best. That is the one. So what I need to do, just to close the chapter on this, is I'm going to experiment with this, because I have a garden waste bin that I don't use.
So you're going to just see how the wheels come off.
So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a wheel back and learn how to take the wheel on and off, and I'm going to take his wheel off. And when I do, it's going to be nighttime, because I'm a coward.
Yeah, he'll be a night before, as he puts the bin out the night before.
I'll do it when it's out. When it's out, so the next time when he tries to drag it back empty, it just goes on the floor. But what I'll do is I'll video it. I'll take a photograph of this wheelie bin with the wheel next to it, and I'll bring it here to prove I did it.
Lovely.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you ever fucking do that, mate, I'll be so impressed and proud of you. I just don't think you're going to do it.
I've got a better way. No. Because what you're thinking is, you ain't going to sit on his front taking a wheel off, right? Mm-hmm. Remember you said I always think of a way, right?
Go on, then.
What I do, I take the wheel off mine and swap them. He'll never know.
He will, like,
your
the
bin's
rubbish
not got numbers
inside.
on or anything.
Nah, no numbers on it, mate. And what's he going to do by the time he comes back? He can't go, it's not my rubbish. Who looks at the rubbish? Next time he looks, it's empty.
You could have it. What you need to do, mate, is you need to train for this. You need to get very efficient at taking off wheelie bin wheels.
I'm not going to crouch down in his front to take a wheel off.
There's no other way, mate.
What if he catches me?
What else?
Do you know what I mean?
It's gonna
the screwdriver today. I'm sorry.
No,
it's going to be mine. No, it's going to be louder and more obvious if you're there carrying over your bin with one wheel on.
Hang on. And a bin's not that heavy. You know what I mean? I'll train for this.
No, I think you should train just on simply the mechanics of taking off a wheel. Do it, honestly, mate. You need to just get some camouflage on, fucking commando roll into his wheel.
It's literally crawling across the floor.
I think that's how it needs to be, mate. You just need to quickly in and out. Honestly, you might have to wait till 2 o'clock in the morning, but that's the wheelie bin tax.
Navy commando.
This just energise me, because if I do that, and whether I do it my way of switching bins or I take the wheel off, you can't tell me that. If I don't show you a picture of a wheelie bin on his front with only one wheel, that isn't a legend move.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going to need
You'll
several.
get the reaction that you were looking for with the Red Bull can, 100%.
I would go one step further. I would set up night vision cameras.
Oh, fucking hell.
Or just some form of camera, like motion triggered cameras, so then you can see his born reaction.
And then we're going to put the reaction up on the TV.
Yeah, so like,
Be
mate,
"Ah."
I'm gonna need some form of proof here, you know. Like you're gonna have to put like this might be the biggest thing that you ever do on a Friday evening.
It's on.
It's
I will
fucking
do
on.
this. I see it as a challenge. I will do this, and I will bring evidence to show you that I've done it.
Thank you.
One way or the other.
I'm excited.
So I've got another thing. Tell me if I did wrong or right here. Because at the time, I thought...
What's this episode? Is this Dan's wrongs or right?
Pretty much, that's basically it.
Listen, I normally live a boring life. Last week I had nothing at all, but I have actually done a few bits here.
All right, go on then.
I've put a can in the bin, and I've been, so that's a
Fucking
big
hell.
thing for me.
That's good,
That's out
mate.
of the ordinary. And I've been for food, right? So tell me, is this right or wrong? And should I feel guilty?
Shoot.
I went for food, right? I know from this place how much the bill should be, give or take. I wasn't penny watching, but I did look at the menu and I had a vague idea of what we were spending, as a normal human being would, right?
Course. Yeah.
They came back at the end and it was about half what I thought it was, right? I am next to certain,
Someone
because I've
cocked
had
up.
this food before,
Yeah.
and we pretty much had the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I remember what that bill was. Now it could be less than half. Like the bill should have been about 150, right? That's what it should have been. It was 3 courses. It was all the rest of it. I got billed 60 odd quid, right? I didn't say anything.
Hey, run.
They came with a card machine and I seen it and I put the card in. I do it old school with the card still, beep, beep, beep.
Yep.
Long story. So I beeped it and I seen it and it said 60 odd quid and it went through. I didn't say anything. I didn't tell anybody. I left. Only me knows this. But I'm almost certain that I got billed less. Should I have said something? Because at first I was like buzzing. But as I've thought about it, I thought, you stole her. That girl might have got in trouble now. She might have done something wrong. Because someone's
cocked up,
Some
yeah.
poor old people or whatever have just bought 2 little meals for themselves. They might have been added up and they've just been billed 150 quid. Like, that hasn't not been known, surely. Because once that bill's done...
somebody have clocked it. Yeah, 100%.
So should I go, if I could reverse time, should I have said, excuse me, dear, this isn't my bill. We had more than this.
God, mate.
I know
what you're
understand.
going to say.
Yeah, like I'm buzzing.
Pin-
Nice
pinches
one. Thank you
tenders off
very much.
people.
Seeing a bit, I wouldn't do that. Listen, I used to work in hospitality. I never messed up a bill.
Did you
would
work
never
in
see that.
hospitality?
Worked in hospitality for years. That is on them. Whoever did that, let them take the rap. That is on them. That is, you as the customer, is not your job to control the bill, sir.
I gotta say, me even being like the morally like straight one, I'd probably just pay the 60 quid, and then if they ever came, like
Fucking right you
if
would.
while we're like clearing up or whatever, like getting my coats on or whatever, if they come over and be like, "Oh, sorry, I've just realised that we cocked up a bit there," I'd be like, "Oh, really? I didn't even look. I just beep, you know. Sorry, yeah,
Although
let's square up." But if it didn't come to that, in the car, go, "Hey, save myself 60 quid. Fucking come on."
So, yeah.
But actually, you know what? To put a caveat in that, depends. If the restaurant is like a big chain, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's like your fucking, I don't know, like your Rio Steakhouse or something like that, like, you know, they're good for it. They're fine. If it's like a little local restaurant where it's like a family-owned business, then I'd feel bad.
Yeah.
You
If
get
it's
me?
an independent, you probably...
Yeah.
you're going to... They might even remember. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
The
if
question still poses to yourself, Paul. If it was an independent, a mum and dad restaurant, home cooked, would you still have done one?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, sorry, but like, again, like, used to work in hospitality. It
Gives you the right.
Like, I didn't mess up a bill. And I probably did, but like, it falls on me. And yeah, you take the rap for it, but it happens. It's normal. It's natural. You're only human. And you got to remember, all right, they might have missed out on, what you say, like 90 quid maybe extra they should have got off you.
At
The
least.
profit margin that whatever company, whatever restaurant you've ate at, probably a nice restaurant, is making on all that food of that night is a thousands and thousands of pounds.
Is that the wrong way to look at it, though? Like, if you steal
They're
a
still
tenner...
broke even.
like if you steal a tenner off an old biddy on pension day, or you steal a tenner off Elon Musk, you've still stole a tenner. Do you know what I mean? Wasn't yours. You know what I mean?
No. What? Are you saying you'd feel just as bad if taking the
I
tenner off
wouldn't.
Elon Musk
I
as a
wouldn't.
vulnerable woman.
No, I wouldn't. But it's still the same thing.
Stealing's still, yeah, it's morally wrong, but also
This thing is like it's bugging me a bit that like I feel like not because it was them per se. It's not that. Yes, there is that element, but like yes, look, they've got loads of money, and I get that side of
Yeah.
it. But I was just worried that what if somebody else got billed that money, that my bill, and like because you think not some people might go that's not my bill, but some people might just pay it.
yeah, but on like if the flip side happened and you had a bill like you were expecting it to be 60 quid and a bill rocked up for
I'd pay it.
120, you wouldn't
100%,
know.
a million percent. I don't like any public confrontation. I don't like any embarrassment.
Yeah, but
most
you'd
of the time-
study the receipt and be like, oh, we didn't have that, we didn't have that. You would
Mate,
still, you
I've
wouldn't
never-
question any of
I've
that.
never studied a receipt in my life. As a rule, I don't normally look at this. This is the weird thing. As a rule, I don't normally look at the bill. I just beep it and pay it.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm trying to keep that. I'm embarrassed about things like that. I don't like people get taking doggy bags. Hi, ma'am. I don't like people checking bills. I don't like people working out numbers. I'm embarrassed by like, oh, that's half the bill. I know that's. I don't like. It just makes me embarrassed. I don't like it. Obviously, deep rooted, like been hard up things as a kid. I'm sure that's what's involved.
Yeah.
Now I don't like that side of life, so I just don't play. But this one time, it was just plonked in front of me, and like I wasn't looking at it. The only reason I knew how much it was because I had a similar thing before, and I had an idea of what it should be, right? And when she just plonked it in front of me, and I was beep, 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 and my eye did just glance at the number, and my eye was like, it's definitely not how much I've just spent. Like, you don't get lobster tail and and be paying 60 baht as a side. Do you know what I mean? Lobster tail was a fucking side. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's where I was at. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was big numbers here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered about them. I'm bothered about if somebody else had to pay my bill, and that's
It ain't happening, mate.
Right.
No way. I
Yeah,
don't think
I'm
so.
going to say, I would say 96% of people check the bill.
really
You know what? Actually, I'll Google this.
what.
How many people check the bill?
I don't.
No,
check.
I had a similar situation. It wasn't a restaurant. It was actually Apple.
All right.
Misha was getting a new iPhone,
Hmm.
and sign up for the contract thing. So he's doing like monthly payments. But then we also said, "Oh, will you whack a screen protector on?" And I like doing it there because they'll put it on like fucking proper. It's staying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're like, "Yeah, it's however much you pay for a screen protector."
Yeah.
You forgot to bill us for that screen protector.
No way.
Yeah, totally didn't bill us for it. And we were just like walking out the thing, just going like, should we have said something? I'm like, nah.
You didn't feel nothing, no?
Nah.
No.
It's Apple. Not good for it.
Yeah.
Fucking leg.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
what
Yeah. It's
I mean?
Apple.
I can't find it.
But that's my point though. Like, big corporation like that, if you go into Wagamama's, if you go into Nando's and they like, their bill's wrong, well, Nando's wouldn't cock it up. But yeah, they're not going to know. It's dropping the water there, mate.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Honestly,
Mad
mate,
times we're living down. Fucking squeeze every penny.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't deep that, mate. That's a win. That.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
a win. You should be buzzing, mate. That's like putting a can of Bright in a bin. That, mate.
Yeah.
for
I know.
for you
I know.
mate. That's what it is.
Well, thank you, because obviously I didn't say anything. And look, if it bothered me that much, I'd have rang them up and told them. I obviously haven't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I will admit, a little piece of my brain was thinking, but you guys have.
Will you go back?
Yes.
You'd go back, no shame. Like, wouldn't be like thinking,
Totally
I
no
wonder
shame.
if they're like,
No.
Yeah.
No.
cautious, right? No. You're fine.
It's a win, mate. Well
It's a
played.
win, innit? It's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Take it.
So has anybody, I have loads more stuff, but I feel like all I've done is talk about me. Has anybody else got anything going on?
I'm running a half marathon next week. Ooh, half marathons and that. Trained at the weekend with my sister. We did 16k. That was tough. 16. Because I was running at my sister's pace as well. So it was like stopping at hills and like stuff like that. So I'd rather just
Even
blast it
slower
out.
than you would have liked to have done it.
Yeah, like so.
You
the
did that 16k. I could have went harder there.
I did it in an hour and 48, and I could have done that, I reckon, in a lot shorter time frame because I've run 11k before in an hour. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. I'm training hard for it. I feel good. Fitness is great.
You ever done a long distance run?
No, never.
You can feel it on your body though, because like you're holding your arms up when you're running. Like the next day, my shoulders are in a bit of pain. Like when you
don't just keep them down by your side.
it's not my technique.
No.
But when you run for that length of time, it is actually quite tiring, obviously. But when you put your body through that level of, I don't know, training, it was difficult. But then on the night, we went for a few pints. Went at this place called Brewskis, which we got this like what was it, £70 platter between 4 of us. You got 4 massive burritos, 2 burgers to share, chips, onion rings, a lot. It was honestly, it was banging. Big cheese sauce and douche cheesy dip, and like you don't feel one bit of guilt eating all that because you've run 16k. You know what I mean?
No.
So
I feel the opposite because, like, you know, you've run all that. You like it's almost like the health benefits that you'll get from running that distance. Like you've just kind of like ruined
you need
it
to
all by
refuel
just
on it. Like
absolutely
on that
filling
run,
up on shit.
on that run, there was like over 1,000 calories burned. So you need to like.
Where are you running Southpaw?
To be fair, it was a beautiful run. Sheffield's a beautiful place.
Hilly, right?
Very, very hilly place, but when you get onto the outskirts, like all of a sudden you're in these woods and like you're running through. I'll show you some photos after.
So you're running through like in the forestry and stuff.
Forestry, it was once you get outside of Sheffield, there's all these beautiful. You're in the moors, like it's absolutely beautiful.
You get your new orange shoes muddy.
The muddy, but that's what they're there for.
them off
We
for a
ran
spin.
through this mud. I'm not bothered. Like
I will say, the other day, I went into Bannatynes. I went back. Yeah. And I went to go on my machine and I was blinded by these 2 orange lights.
No way.
Yeah.
They proper vibrant, them shoes.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, and I was
massive,
like, what the
mate.
hell were they? And I looked up and there was this absolute Adonis on the Stairmaster who I later recognised to be Southpaw.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and he sent me a little text. I didn't realize we were both on the the stairmasters are in opposite corners, and I didn't clock it.
Texas, you should have brought me fucking sunglasses.
Dan was in the far corner, obviously hiding away. I was in the one where everyone can see you, and he went, "Who's that fucking?" I'll get up the text. What did you say? It was quite
Just a compliment. It was nice.
It was a compliment text, but it was,
You know what I mean?
it was quite nice.
He's looking good, wasn't he?
Yeah, of course. You know.
But as I said,
Can't relate.
Don't be fooled.
But they were quite smashing.
There it
Simpsons
is.
he had on.
There's this guy in the gym, looks a bit like you, but he's got massive muscles and a massive Corey.
He's wearing a short shorts.
Yeah.
I was like, it can't be me.
We all need a nice compliment, right?
Yeah, but no, it was good. Yeah, I'm getting there slowly but surely. But these bright shoes reduced from £120 to 60. The only reason I bought them, of course.
Yeah.
Great bargain that. They're nice as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good looking shoes.
Yeah.
New Balance.
They've got this plating as well that is built for propulsion. And it's been verified by many US companies as one of the best shoes being created by New Balance for quite
Do
some
you
time.
really feel the benefit of that?
Honestly, there is a spring to my step when I put them on. They are very, very springy. So yeah, it's helped my running, and my legs don't take as much impact. So it's good.
That's lovely.
That's what I'm doing really. That's all. I've just been training, running. Yeah, nothing exciting really.
So remember the lady from church?
Oh yeah, the one who you touched with your penis.
Touchy feely.
Yeah.
Yeah. How could
Lovely.
I forget?
Lovely lady.
Did she watch the show? Has she seen the episode?
I pray to God that she doesn't.
Oh, I thought that was where the story
Listen.
was going.
The amount of, just side note, the things that we have talked about over this 80 odd shows that we've done now, possibly even 90.
We're approaching the big 100.
If people at my church and all the different types of people at my church watched them, I would never step back in that church. Because I would be, I mean, I know Christians are lovely people, but I think I'd be too much for them. I think. I do.
God's forgiveness wouldn't shine on you.
Yeah, it does worry me. It does worry me. I'm not going to lie. It's something I always think of. But anyway, so on Sunday, again, this lady is so lovely to me. Mm-hmm. Like, I've known her now a decade, and I was sat there being a good Christian while they were singing the song and texting, as you do, right? So I didn't see people, like, all of a sudden I just felt somebody plonk next to me.
Uh-huh.
We weren't singing, something was going on, but it was a time where we had to sit there, right? And I was doing this in my world of my own. I was texting Twan. And then I just felt bump next to me, and I looked, and it was her, right? And first things first, she said the most lovely things to me, right? Really nice. Like, just, I will give her that, like, how somebody can be, we can all aspire to be as nice as somebody like that, because just what a lovely woman she is, right? How nice she is. She went out of her way and said all these lovely things to me. Sure. Lovely. Then she told me about her daughter, right? And she said, so I'm sitting there like this, and we're really close. I told you, she's like really eye contacty and like.
Did she
like,
sit awkwardly close to you as well? Were you like?
We were touching. I was sat still. She'd gone hip to hip, pardon the bang, and she had one hand on my hand like this, and the other hand up my arm. So there was touch, and again, she smells nice, you know,
That's
like
intense,
like
yeah.
anyway, and she's hello, Dan, and she's really eye contacty, like. Anyway, she starts telling me this story, and she says it was about her either granddaughter. It can't be a daughter. It was granddaughter. And like you are, again, when somebody that close is telling you a story, you're not fully listening because you're more in your own head, sort of, we're really close. Oh, remember that story you told about her touching your dick? Does she know? I'm only listening to 25% of what she's saying. Before I know it, she said, Google it. And I've said...
You don't know what a Google.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah. So I go on and I click on Safari and there's a picture of a man's arsehole, right? This is...
Of course there is.
Yeah. Twan had sent me something. And it was
There it is.
the point in the
There's
man's
always
bun,
something with these stories,
the
isn't
point
there?
in it wasn't look, we don't spend our time looking at man's bottoms, but this man had a particularly hairy bottom. That was the shock of it all. And it wasn't just the bottom. He was laid on his side with his fruit bowl sticking between his legs.
Of course.
So it was the whole works, right? So it was like, the shock was like how hairy it was, right? It was like shocking, right? It was really not very nice to look at. So I opened it up and I know when I click on the www bit, the picture goes away because it goes to the next search for Safari.
Sure.
Right? So I went, and in my head, I thought she didn't see it. Because there's a chance she wasn't looking at my phone. Now, I'm 99% sure she was looking at my phone. But she let it slide. She didn't make it awkward. She didn't say anything. I'm now hot. My temperature has gone woof through the roof. I'm starting to perspirate. I'm like, and I'm trying to make side-eye contact to see if she's looking at the phone. When I looked side-eyed, she wasn't looking at the phone. She wasn't looking at the phone. She was like looking more at me, but her head down.
I like the idea that the arsehole was still on the screen when you did this, and then you like have an arsehole on your screen, you're looking, making eye contact.
Yeah, in a way, I should have just said, my mate sends me rude things, you know, but I didn't. That's where I went wrong. I should have said it because she might be like, oh, that's what he's into. I don't know, right? But then that's not the end of it. I said, oh, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, so what do I Google? And she went, P.
Autofill.
So I pressed P. Pornhub. That's what comes up. www.porn. Now, as a rule, ladies and gentlemen, and ma'am, I don't watch it all the time. But like a red-blooded man, sometimes we do end up on these sites, don't we? Look, let's be honest, it happens.
It happens to the best of us, mate.
And so I was like, yeah. And she went, oh, no, it's... she didn't know the next letter. So I'm sat there on my phone. So I've like turned it on an angle. And I'm like, say the fucking next letter in my head. H. So yeah, H straight on, and then it went away. And basically, to cut a long story short, after that, we looked up the medical thing. Oh yeah, it's this lump behind her ear, blah, 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 blah. It's been removed and all that.
Oh, good.
End of the story. She said more nice things. And oh, I'm really glad to see you. I'm really glad.
Oh, she's going to sit next to you loads now.
I don't know why she comes anywhere near me. In the past 2 confrontations, we've seen each other in between, but in the past 3 confrontations, she's touched my penis and looked at a hairy bumhole on my screen. Like, that's just...
It's great.
You know, when you try to somebody to, like, think well of you, I really care that she thinks well of me because she's so nice. And look what she's left with. Look, she's going to go home.
Look, maybe she just knows all these things about you already. Maybe she's like, she knows this is who you are, but she wants to, like, fix you with a friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the granddaughter line. She sees a good man at church on a Sunday, almost every Sunday. She thinks, oh, this could be my granddaughter or daughter's future man.
My Lucy, yeah.
She wouldn't want her granddaughter anywhere near me. That's what I do know. No, not now anywhere. Not now.
What is that? What is it like at church? Is that interaction quite common at church? Have you built up a rapport with many people there?
You would, but obviously my personality is I'm a keep out the way guy.
Yeah.
No, obviously when you go somewhere for 10 years, Like 90% of the people that are there now have been there for 10 years. And of course, in 10 years, you sometimes get dragged into a conversation. But over time, I've learnt tactics. So at the beginning, I would go in on time. There'd be niceties, there'd be conversations, there'd be handshakes. You got to know all the characters. And I didn't like them. I don't like, not the people, I like the people, the nice people, but I don't like the confrontations because I can't deal with them. I don't know what to say. I feel awkward. So I created a few tactics now. I know church starts at 9:30. If you walk in at 9:36 or 9:37, the first song has started. So as you walk in, everyone's looking forward, going, da, da, da. So then you just walk on the bench and you've slipped in at the back.
Sure.
So
no time for conversation.
Yeah.
Straight in.
So you never go in on time.
Business.
And the other thing is at the end when they all have tea. Because in church, everybody has a cup of tea. But the last thing you do in the church service is sing a song. So what do you do when the last song starts?
You're bold.
When they all stand up and start singing, bear in mind you're already sat near the back because you're targeted that way. You just turn around, go out the door, no one sees you. But you can still get grabbed at times. So there are times when they'll say, I want everyone just to sit for 5 minutes and just have a think to God what they're thankful for. That's a prime time. Sometimes they'll say things, just talk amongst yourselves and tell each other what you're thankful for this week. They're all prime times. The queue, you stand in the queue to get the peeve and the wafer, what's it called?
Yeah,
the communion.
The blood and body of Christ thing, yeah.
That's him. And yeah, there's walkways and and there's lots of, you're right, yeah, hiya. And there's lots of, little handshake. There's lots of that. Some of them. But the lady I'm thinking about, is she don't give a fuck. She'll have a conversation.
She wants you in your life. Yeah.
Hello, Dad. Oh. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely people, but yeah, it's just no matter how hard you try, like.
Oh, you're in a danger zone as soon as you're saying type P in on the internet browser. Our souls are out, mate. You're in the danger zone there.
Sounds like a nice place to be, though. On a Sunday,
Oh, it is. It's a lovely place to be.
Church is, it's nice. It isn't. I haven't been since I was a kid, but it was always pleasant as hell. And my parents were not socially awkward, so they would mingle, which meant I had to. But everyone who goes is generally
lovely.
With the odd exception. There's a few fucking nuts, isn't there? But generally the nicest people you will meet. Like lovely, lovely people.
Yeah.
I used to go with my nana, and that was always rewarding because you did it for her. She really liked it. She loved that you were there. It's quite a rewarding thing, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's nice. Everyone goes for different reasons, isn't it? Some people are born into it. Some people have their own reasons for going, like, etc., etc. Doesn't matter. I don't think there's, as I say, in my opinion, there isn't any, like, standard. You're not supposed to believe a certain thing. You're not supposed to act a certain way. Everybody's different. Everyone's got different reasons. As long as you get some out of it, and it does something for you, then do it.
So there, yeah.
I don't even look. In my opinion, like you can go to them places and not even believe in God if you want to. Just like it, just sit down and just have.
People will be perfectly pleasant to you all the same. Yeah,
doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, nice people. Sound. I mean, what else are you doing on a Sunday morning? Do you know what I mean? What else are you doing?
Pornhub.
Yeah, Pornhub. Yeah, evidently. You're looking at bummels. Yeah. Is what it is. So final one, I do have a question, and this is just advice. I know this has just been me talking here. Has anybody else got anything? Because I have another.
No, go for it, jump in. I've had a boring as hell week. This is fine.
I thought I had until I thought about it. Yeah, I've had the cork in the bin. I've had the lady in church. There's something that's on my mind. I want your advice, right? Ooh. And you won't know this, Southpaw, because you're from a different era, but Jonny probably will. Do you remember Friends?
Yeah.
The show.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the character called Gandalf?
Gandalf?
You never saw him, but there was an episode about Gandalf.
Shit, nah.
So, our viewers watching, there won't be a picture of him because he was never actually seen. They just talked about Gandalf. So, Gandalf, Ross and Chandler went to school together, right?
Yeah.
With Monica and whatever her name is, Rachel. And they had a friend at school who was called Gandalf. And Gandalf, this is what they say in the episode, Gandalf was the #1 party guy, right? They had the best times of their life with Gandalf when they were younger. And they've been estranged now, they've grown up and blah, blah, blah. But the episode starts basically with saying, Gandalf's coming. Like, and there's this big thing, and they're like, oh my God, what we're going to do? We're going to end up on a yacht, Like, and they're like, oh my God, it's going to be fucking crazy. I have a Gandalf in my life, right? I have a Gandalf. Now, as you know, we talked about this. We've been doing this podcast a long time, and I proudly am coming up 40 years old, right? I know I don't look it, and I know
You really
that's what
don't,
you
man.
meant.
You've got that youthful glow, mate.
That's what you meant. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm definitely seem a lot younger. But anyway, I had always planned on having a blowout. So this began a year ago, right? A year ago, I started banging on it. My Gandalf, we need one more. I was dead set. I talked to you about it, right?
Is it like one thing before you turn 40? Or like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Had to be before 40. Yeah, we will. And I said, listen, and I laid it straight. If it gets to May 25th, 2025, I'm out. Done. That's my rule. I set that rule 15 years ago. That 40, done. Finished, right? It's now March.
Yeah,
right?
mate.
I'm 8 weeks away. Anyway, about September last year, he sent me a picture. Plane tickets to England, right?
Oh, Gandalf's
And
coming.
he says, we're going to Colombia. And I was like, oh. Do you know? Oh.
like a nervous kind
yeah.
of... Yeah.
What do you mean we're going to Colombia? Yeah, mate. Bogota. Why?
Bogota.
He just said, trust me. I was like,
Oh, no.
okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Gandalf.
So you're like, YouTube and stuff, Google and stuff, you're like, oh, fuck. This is going to get crazy. Like, you drop him anywhere and you're with him, you don't understand. You end up in situations and things happen that you don't think can happen. Mm-hmm. I'm not a social person, but he is. And he's +1. Do you know what I mean? He is +1. So he makes up for your lack of it. You know, like you don't have to say anything. You just hold on to his pocket and just let everything just unfold. Anyway, so last year, May, I was up for it because it was miles away, and I was like, I am up for this. Like, this is going to be the best one yet. Just as I wanted it. Perfect. Anyway, life's changed a bit since then, and my mentality's changed a bit since then. Mate, this person is coming on the 24th of April.
Right. And he's going to kill you.
I can't go on this. I just can't do it. I haven't got it here. I can't deal with it. Like, I can't do it. So I want some advice, right?
Oh, you need to do it, Dan.
Mate, like, I don't know if I've got it in me.
This is the whole point, though. That's the 40-year-old Dan talking.
Yeah, mate, I got businesses to run. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got things I need to take care of, fam.
I do like getting paid. Like,
yeah,
to be fair,
like, I can't take a day off. Like, never mind, like 2 weeks off. I can't do that. And
you're going for 2 weeks.
It probably will be 10 days. Yeah. And it's got to now, and I've known about this since like January. And I thought, you just feel like this now. You'll get better. You'll get better.
You get excited for it eventually.
Yeah, but it's got to the point now where like I need to tell him, and like how do you tell? Do you just be honest? Is that the best way? Just tell him, or do I say, like I'm going all day somewhere else? Like, how do you play it?
Are you're 100% not doing it? Is that what you're telling us? And you just want to know how to handle it?
That's what I'm asking you.
Fuck.
How do you handle this?
Sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a given. But fuck, I don't know. Tell him you're scared.
Tell him you're scared. That's the truth. Yeah. That is the truth. I'm scared. I can't handle it. What are you saying, Southpaw?
I think you've got to do it, mate. I think you've promised to yourself that you've got this one last blowout. Whatever your mentality is right now, you've just got to give it everything. This is your last blowout. Make sure you don't regret it. Make sure you can't go into your 40s.
I agree with him, mate.
Make sure you can't go into your 40s and think, I wish I'd done that. So, don't have
life's
any...
hard and life will be hard when you come back. You know what I mean? Like, go and have your blowout. You do right by yourself because fucking...
Mate, it's pretty intense. Like, if these can get quite intense.
Colombian yachts, man. Think of that.
Colombian what?
Colombian yachts with Gandalf. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
sounds excellent, doesn't
it? Sounds like a trip and a half, mate. Go and do it.
No, that wasn't what I was asking you, lads. It was how do I tell him that I'm not doing it? Like that's what it was. I appreciate the oomph and that, but I think so. Where I was going with it is, I was gonna because he's paid for his flights and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Real, yeah.
Do I make a gesture and say do I tell a lie and say something's
happened?
Yeah, something's happened. Is that bad?
Yeah. You have to do this, mate.
Yeah, no,
I've never asked him if he watches them or not.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You're gonna regret this if you don't do it. If you don't do it, mate, you're going to be sat there in church on Sunday with rubby cock moment.
Or will I feel like I've robbed a bank and I've got away with it? And that's what I feel. I feel right now, if I knew right now, it was just, you know what? I've thought to myself, hopefully something will come up in his life. That's what I was banking
you
on.
hope he can't
And he's like,
cope.
I can't because this has happened. I'd be like, nightmare, never. Oh, never mind. We'll do it another time, mate. That would make me feel amazing. Like if that text came today, I would be chuffed to bits. Mate, it's different, fam. Like when I was, how old is he? 19? How old are you, 19?
I'm 25, mate.
Fucking hell. 25.
We're all getting on now.
Yeah,
Getting on, yeah.
when I was, mate, I'd have been right up for it. But
Yeah.
it's horrible, mate. It's horrible. All that drink and loud music. No, it's just horrible. I like watching Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to stay in. I'm not into that no more.
Nah,
fam.
one more, mate. That's
Just-
it. One more, then you can retire. But if you don't do this correctly and if you don't retire on the right sort of trajectory, you're gonna have a bad headspace.
I think you're just nervous about it and you're just making excuses. I think you should go and have your blow out.
I think you need to do
your one
this,
last
mate.
ride. You know what I mean?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that isn't what I thought you would say. But I appreciate your advice.
But yeah, mate, honesty's the best policy, mate. If you just tell him, just be like, look, mate,
Can't do it.
I'm getting on a bit. I don't think I can hack this. You know?
You know, like he's the same age as me as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, mate, but some people are fucking lunatics.
aren't they?
Like, you were a lunatic. You're not a lunatic anymore.
No.
He is.
I don't know.
And you know what? He might have mellowed. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's a dad now.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. He'll have chilled the fuck out now.
Or he's like, yes, I'm
Yeah.
free.
Oh, he's been shackled for months.
Oh, yeah, that's
mate.
true.
Yeah,
You know.
he's free again.
You got like a guy that's wound up and ready to fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Well,
I think you should go because it'll be fucking great
Go
for
for
the
it.
podcast.
And the stories that will come from that are insane.
the sad thing is, half the stories you can't repeat. You know, that's the off it thing, the non-repeatables. But yeah, look, that was all. I wanted your advice, lads. I was hoping you were going to give me what I wanted, which is, no, mate, just be honest. Don't tell him. I mean, do tell him or make an excuse. I thought that's where we're going to be. I didn't think we were going to end this with, you have to go.
Yeah,
like,
mate.
thanks for nothing, guys. Thank you.
Well, the last thing I want to go hear is like somebody squandering an opportunity. You know, like, go for it.
True thirds, huh?
Yeah, we're here for you, mate. We've just got you in mind. Like, that's the best course of action here. Go and live your life.
Appreciate it.
But come back and tell us about it.
Yeah, on that terrifying note, are we done, Southpaw?
Yeah, about 110 we're on now.
That'll do.
Lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for watching and listening. We do appreciate it. We do this for you. And yeah, thank you. That's the end of the show. And we'll see you
Lovely.
next time.